1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 14 and 15. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases.
She gave her heart to a system that told her that every man is consistent and a slave to the passion of lust and prideful addiction. She longed for a partner and found someone with a rhythm that she thought she could handle within a given restriction. She prized her humility, something that settled with him. He was out for the marathon, anyone running with him. She was so convinced that he'd never break repetition of showing her he loved her and giving her recognition. He began to withdraw like a person displaying symptoms, and she began to see that she was his source of condition. Something got her thinking to seek the source of conviction. She knew something was wrong that she couldn't find with assistance. She checked his status and found some light in the latest. She tried her best to relate and not to degrade it. That all along song was singing to her the gravest, that she was just a pawn and another woman is favorite. It came out in the open, the truth is faded, displayed it. She caught him with some messages as the subject conveyed it. The hatching of the egg showed what kind of chicken had laid it. As the current situation, what kind of person had made it. The Holy Spirit told her something was wrong, like a bad feeling keeping her distant and really strong. And there she was being faithful, and all along he was cheating and misleading what really was going on. She's heartbroken and hoping to carry on, trying to keep it to herself and also trying to belong. If only she knew that she could also move on, and nobody is obliged when somebody's doing them wrong. He loved her with all his heart, and her heart was his golden prize. She told him that she loved him and she would always reside. He trusted her with his life, both his front as well as behind. Thought that she had his back and that she was one of a kind. The story turned sour from bitter sweetness of wine, and all over the value of paper made for design. At least that's what it seemed, because as soon as his jeans got empty at the pockets, she took it, wasting her time. At least that's how it felt to his nature being a man. But there was something disturbing about the problem at hand. She acted in consecutive order, making demands that he couldn't meet alone and would call for another hand. He found a disregard for their faithfulness being basis of them together, not just a monetary oasis. He tried to better matters but simply just had to face it, and somehow he had to just take his mind back to basics. It came out in the open, the truth is faded, displayed it. He caught her on a date with another who was the latest. The hatching of the egg showed what kind of chicken had laid it. Him the second one to know the relationship wouldn't make it. The Holy Spirit told him something was wrong, like a bad feeling keeping his distance, trying to be strong. And there he was being faithful, and all along she was cheating and misleading what really was going on. He's heartbroken and trying to carry on, but he can't escape the hopelessness, also trying to belong. If only he knew that he could also move on, and nobody is obliged when someone's doing them wrong. They came together seeking light and not the darker things, reading the Bible for the truth and the heart it brings, revealing really faithfulness is what they got within, and so together knowing it will not depart from them. They made a family life together, each other as kin, the closest bond of wife and husband, one in flesh and skin. The rest are bros and sisters, young or old, address has been the normal way of life ordained by God amongst his men. They find their time in life a ministry amongst the rest, true religion as it's written, and they manifest the gifts of spirit bearing witness through unto the flesh. Their souls are destined being pure and made to represent the Holy Father together in their element, to show the world and all within people are heaven sent, exposing works of darkness hard as it would ever get, both knowing shining light is easier than effortless. Mother and father faithful and their kids forever blessed, just like their faithful parents trusting God and never stress. Always their faithful answer, hell no and heaven's yes. Persecution overcome, no such thing as pleasant stress. The Holy Spirit told them something was right. They had more than feeling about each other's faith in the light, and their faithfulness was godly, finding grace in His sight. They both gave their lives to Jesus and made Him their delight. Their hearts beating together in unison, and the Holy Spirit blessing that keeps them in uniform, together forever and never need to move on, both in love of God and Christ, His word forever born.